Hey guys and gals. Hang on, just trying to get the monitor up. Where's my live feed? It's not showing it to me. There it is. Hey Diane. Alright guys, today we're gonna do a space painting. I reckon. We'll find out. What is that? A little piece of tape. I got several things here I'm piddling around with right now. Getting ready to do a couple cool projects. Got a still life over here. I got another one of my wizard paintings getting ready to start. Today we got a black canvas. And it's got, you might be able to, I don't know if you'll be able to see it until we get around to it, but got a couple areas taped off, gessoed over. I want to show you something in a second though. I'll show you a blender. It didn't turn out too bad, but it was still a blender. I'll show it to you in just a second. Let me get this on there. This is liquid clear. I make my own. You'll find the recipe video out in the video section of my library. It's really easy to make. It's 1 part linseed oil. You can use boiled linseed oil, cold pressed linseed oil, it doesn't matter. And 3 parts or 4 parts of odorless mineral spirits. Makes a very nice product. Hey Wanda. Hey Anthony. What's up, buddy? Hey Pat. Anthony, you out there sliding around on the ice? I didn't get to see that video yet. I just saw it when I was turning on my iPod to record. Alright, I'm just going to wipe some of this off because we've got too much on there. You can't ever really wipe all of liquid clear off a canvas. You don't have to be afraid of that. But you do have to be afraid of leaving too much on. I'm going to show you what happens when you do. So I finished the painting. I can't remember if I did it on video or not. It's called Regards from Valhalla. I might have done this on video and I might not have. But the painting was finished and it was drying. And I had it sitting over on the easel. It was drying. And came down 3 days later. Looky here. Can you see that? There's none of that on this side. And this is just from where liquid clear was so slick. It slid all the way down the canvas. So, actually it looks kind of cool. I wish I could do it on purpose. You're on it right now! Ah! Don't do that. Alright, so, when you hear Anthony or somebody, or me, or Bob Ross, or any of those guys tell you to make paint too slick, that's what it means. Alright, so let's kind of uncover some paint from the other day that I had out here. It might still be good. Let's think about this. Let's start off with just something blue. So this is a new color that I'm trying today, and it's called Phthalo Turquoise. I don't know if I can hold it close enough that you can see it. But. So we're going to put a little of this on here. We've got taped off a couple of planets and a few other things out there. And we'll need some titanium white, probably a little bit of phthalo blue, maybe a little bit of alizarin crimson, a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Other than I'm going to do a space painting, I don't have a whole great big bunch of plan for this one. Got some things coming up that I do have a plan, but pretty heavy plan for, so we'll see how that goes. All right, let's get. Let's use this soft fan brush to start with. All right, we're going to pick up some of that phthalo turquoise. It's kind of a dark color. And let's just kind of arch that across. Let's kind of arch that across this color. You might be able to see it on the edges of the brushes. It's got kind of a bluish green tint to it. It's pretty nice. At least on the brush, it's pretty nice. A little bit more out here on the side. All right, without cleaning the brush, we're going to dump into some phthalo blue. Kind of scrub some phthalo blue in here. Gonna be free with the brush here. A lot of this will be phthalo bluish color. Give us some contrast. Maybe we'll throw some alizarin crimson. That'll probably look pretty good. Let's clean the brush bowl before we do that. And all you got, hi Marilyn. Hey Bruce. Can all you guys hear me? I guess you can hear me okay. Anthony heard me, so. I'm about to open some new paint after this week, probably. All right. Let's put the alizarin crimson down here. Around some of these other taped off parts you can't see yet. And I'll just keep this brush and we'll just blend all this. Every now and again I do want to do space paintings. They're kind of fun to do. They sell really fast, so I've only got a couple here. I think I've got 2 of the couple of dozen that I've done. Hanging on the wall, the rest of them are gone. Right. Now, if you watch my channel at all this year, you've talked about doing some different things. This is one of them. So we're using some different colors here that we haven't used before. A couple different colors before we're done. And use a couple other techniques that we don't usually do. And one of them is going to involve. Now we put all that paint on here, we're going to take some of it off. So just use a paper towel. You can use a shop towel if you want. Shop towels work really good. They're more expensive than paper towels, but You might wonder, if you've not seen me do this year, why am I doing that? And the answer is, make the paint stick that I'm going to put on here. Alright, so let's start applying some titanium white here. I'm going to be redesigning the studio here in the next few days, so hopefully we have a little bit more room than what we have today. But so this is a shop towel. This is a nice shop towel. Check it out. My dad gave me these before he died. It's pretty nice of him. Now we're not going to put a lot of paint on here at one time, so let me flatten this paint out that I've got on the. Let's start off with a little bit of paint. Where do I want to start? Let's see. Let's start up here. You can see that turquoise lighting up pretty fine. Just keeping the brush free. Trying to draw up so free. It's fully on the floor. That's lovely. Alright, let's get control here. Alright, back to the. Let's go back to. It's okay, let's stick it right over here. This will kind of serve as our nebula point. We're putting little tiny bits of paint on the canvas. Little tiny bits of paint. Anthony, you need to be careful out there, buddy. I don't mind keeping you company, but I don't want to see you crash. All right, we're gonna clean the brush before we go much further here. This time we'll wipe it out on the shop towel. I can still see the live feed running, so I don't know what that means, but just kind of taking some paint off of the brush before I move it down to this color. And I'm going to brighten this up here. little bit of that alizarin to show up, not too much. Trying to get some sharpness around these shapes. All right, let's blend all that. Yep, it's oils, just regular old traditional oils. We're using a myriad of paints. We got Bob Ross paints and some Gamblin paints so far. Gamblin 1980. They're both about a medium grade paint, but they have good pigment. If what do I want to use to blend this with? I think I use a Hake brush. All right, so I'm gonna use a Hake brush to blend this. I'm gonna start off. I'm just gonna kind of use kind of a swirl. Corner, work our way down. May have to add some more, another layer of color to this before we're done. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that looks kind of nice. So if you're wondering, was I painting left-handed? Now am I painting right-handed? The answer to that question is yes. I paint with both hands. So does Anthony, as a matter of fact. We share that. We share that in common. So we started off with an economy canvas, and we put 3 coats of gesso, black gesso, on it. Look at this now. Let's see what would happen if we add a little bit of cad orange. Use both hands too? Maybe that's a common thing in artists. I wonder if, to me, it's just more comfortable than reaching across my canvas. I tend not to do it as much when I have a 11 by 14. 12 by 16s, I still kind of do it. But 16 by 20s, I almost always do it. All right, let's see. I'm going to pick a little bit of a smaller brush. Now this cad color is not going to be transparent, so I kind of want to see what we do here. Let's put a little bit up in this corner. I'm just going to add a little texture, a little additional color into this nebula. All right, I'm not going to clean the brush, but I think I may want to wipe this Hake brush out before hey Dorothy. So I'm just going to wipe this Hake brush out just a little bit. And we'll kind of twirl this around and see how that looks. Like I say, we're going to try a few different, some new things here today. Yeah, I kind of like that. And I want to add a little bit more. It's kind of interesting. So let's kind of keep this orange color to the side a little bit. You have a meteor right here in the corner, a big giant doomsday type meteor right here in the corner. So we'll kind of paint over that some. And we'll let this kind of trail off into like that. All right, just clean the Hake brush again. Now we're picking up a little bit of that color, so that's good. That turquoise is kind of muting this orange a little bit. Be sure, if you're enjoying yourself, click like and share. tomorrow we'll draw and give away another painting. And for each like and each share, get one chance at winning. We will, if you live in the United States, we will mail it to you postage free. All right. I'm kind of liking that. I'm liking that a little bit. I think maybe a little bit more. Little of this pink we got down here. I wonder what would happen if we put. What if we dropped a little bit of. It depends which brush you mean. These fan brushes, the fan brush I'm using, it's just a natural goat hair fan brush, so it's pretty firm. The Hake brush that I'm using to do the blending is very, very soft. The larger fan brush is also a natural bristle brush, so it's pretty stiff. None of them are nearly as soft as the fan brush. The fan brush is pretty stiff, and none of them are as soft as a have a brain cramp, a synthetic brush. All right, so we're gonna gotta lighten this color up a whole lot. This is a really super powerful color I'm about to put on here. All right, now I don't want this much paint, so let me get a paper towel and wipe some of that off. A little harder to mix than I thought. I put the smallest Dioxazine Purple. What brand of that do I use? Gamblin. Yeah, Dioxazine Purple was made by Gamblin for the most part of anything that I've ever used. It is super, super strong. It's a nice color, but it's really, really strong. That'll add a little personality to this blue. Yeah. All right. So I'm happy with that. We're going to start putting some stars in here now. Let's clean the brush. All right, let's put some stars. Here's a hint if you haven't watched the channel before or you haven't seen it anywhere before. If you get oil paint on your fingers, the best thing to clean it off with are baby wipes. It'll clean them right off, and it's gentle to your hands. It won't give you paintbrush hands. All right, let's see. Where'd the paintbrush go? Here it is. All right, I like that orange, and it kind of contrasts good with that purple. So let's just kind of. I want that purple not to show up too much. Just a little bit. Yeah, we could probably use a little bit more of that. So tell you what, let's do this. This whole horse head that I put in right here didn't stick. So let's just kind of scrub it in a little harder. A little brighter. There we go. Yeah, that's better. I don't care so much if it stays purple or bluish. Doesn't matter. As long as it kind of lightens up that color. All right. So that kind of takes care of the nebula part of this thing. Let's clean the brushes up here. So I'm going to dry the Hake brush off because we'll be using it to blend some more. Next up, we're going to put some stars in the sky. We're going to do that with a fan brush. Would you make it? Yes, yes, you only want to use natural hair brushes for oil painting. Oil paints are so much heavier than acrylics that you need a natural bristle brush that can give you some feedback. Otherwise, it'll tear your synthetic brushes up pretty bad. All right, so we want to put some. I'm just picking out a brush here. Hang on a second. I want to pick a fan brush again. I think I'll go with. I don't want to use that one. Let's use a different one. Yeah. So this is another fan brush. This is a number 12 fan brush. It's really stiff. I don't know if you can see, but see that it snaps right back. We're going to get some liquid white, which is oil painting medium, and we'll need to stir that up a little bit. Yeah, you want to use natural bristle brushes. They'll save you a lot of heartache. Plus, you don't want to mix your acrylic brushes and your oil painting brushes up either, because you clean them different ways, and it'll just cause you trouble. All right, so the way we want to do this, I want to have like a cluster of stars up this way, and sort of a constellation coming across this way, and then some stars throughout. So let's do that. All right, so we've got some liquid white in here. If you don't use liquid white, it is about 50% titanium white and 50% linseed oil. All right, let's just kind of. So I'm just going to use my finger. And I'm just going to flick these stars on there. And the closer you hold it, the more dense the stars will be. So I'm kind of. There we go. Kind of lighten that up pretty good. I'm holding it pretty close. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right there. Maybe a little bit of a bulge right there. There we go. All right, then a few around. So I haven't gone back and picked up any more paint yet. That was plenty enough to do this whole canvas. Maybe a couple over there, but not so many. Now we got a little bit of a blip right here on this part of the canvas. We'll fix that in a second. Hey, Millie! How are you? It's good to see you guys today. I've had company the last few weeks, but they're all gone home now, so we'll get back to business here. Although I did pick up a couple of students while I had company, so that was good. All right, so I'm going to take my knife here. I'm going to use it to stretch this out. We'll kind of turn this into like a quasar. All right, that's okay, that's good. Okay, let's wipe the knife off. Stars are kind of done, so now let's start looking at the planets. All right, I'm trying to remember. Now, let me tell you about this. They're taped. There's these shapes that we're about to unveil are taped with painter's tape, and then around the edges, they're like just overlapping the edges. I've put a clear matte finish gel around the edges, and hopefully that'll help us keep the planets crisp, the edges crisp. So if you've ever taped anything off and then you paint it around them and suddenly you go to pull off the tape and your edges are not crisp, that's because it just slides under that tape sometimes and it's a pain. So let's see if we can take one of these off and mess with it. Let's start working on the planets a little bit. Now these planets are base coated with acrylic. We're going to cover them up with oils before we're done. Come on. There you go. So you can see the blue painter's tape right there. That's preferable to regular masking tape. Masking tape grips too hard for my liking. You might like it. I don't really like it. It peels half my acrylic off most of the time, so. All right, there's planet number 1. All right, let's just work with that one, and we'll go from there. I'm going to turn my canvas because it's more convenient over here to me like this. I think that'll help. Okay, so there's no liquid clear on this part. There's no medium on this part. The canvas is dry with 2 coats of no, it's not. The canvas is got 1 coat of white gesso on it right there, and then an acrylic color over the top. So the canvas is dry, and from there we're gonna paint up the colors. So let me find, I'm gonna use a filbert brush for this. So this is a filbert I'm about to use. It's a number 4. I like number 4. It's a good size for me. All right, Anthony, that's good to hear. That's really good to hear. All right, so as we unveil these, the main light of the nebula is going to come over from that way, from the top, from this side up here. So we're going to use a highlight color that way. But I think what we'll do first is let's put a dark color down first. So we're going to take, I need a little bit of burnt umber. I'm going to use some burnt umber. Anthony's trying to terrify us all about being out riding around on the ice. What would we have to watch if anything happened to you, buddy? All right, so mixing up this burnt umber with some orange. And we'll put this in on the dry canvas. So let me see if I can, I don't know if I can zoom this up for you or not. Well, that's a little better. And I don't worry too much when I paint my planets as to whether they're perfectly round. Because Earth's not even perfectly round. Despite what some flat Earth people might tell you. Those guys, I don't know. They must have never taken a science class. All right. But having worked at NASA for a little while, I can tell you, they're round. They're almost round. I'm kind of pulling these brush strokes down and around now that we've got them around like that. Because when we turn this planet on its side, it's going to be, I don't want it to come like that. Okay, I'm just kind of emptying the brush out here, painting the color on there. It's kind of using a little bit of a hook to pull it around. We'll put some highlight on this in a little while. It'll make it look more 3D when we do. All right, now moving toward this side of the planet, we're going to come back into some burnt umber and kind of blend that with the orange. If you have any questions, just throw them up there. I'll look up here in a second. Let me kind of get this started for you guys, and then I can look away. I was coming through all your speakers. Oh no, Ben in stereo. Good Lord. A lot of people's nightmare for that, man. So we're trying to pick up this orange color, and we are. Kind of blending it together. This planet is a gas giant, or will be when it's done. All right, I'm gonna turn this back around a little bit. Move my little canvas feet things over there. There we go. Can you guys still see? Okay, all right. Just touching that edge for right now. We're just putting the cover, we're just putting the paint into the canvas right now. Creating a little stain on the canvas. And we'll come back and start adding more colors to it. Now, if you're painting wet on wet, painting dries. Painting without medium is a really good way to go about that. All right, let's just kind of mix this up some. All right, so where did my hate brush go? Take this hate brush. I'm just going to use a little bit of a round pull down for this thing. Pull this color up a little bit. So I'm not going to clean the brush. I'll stick with, maybe I'll go with, I think I'll, tell you what, let's try this. Let's do this with a round brush, the next part. We're going to add a little bit more dark color on one side of this planet. I got this fancy schmancy new round brush that I bought the other day, so maybe I should try it. It's also got a big hair sticking out of it. Hang on a second. There we go. All right. So now we'll start to create a little bit of a tilt for this planet. I'm just using the very tip end of this brush. I'm using the side just a little bit, but not much. We're going to tilt this planet about 45 degrees here. And kind of blend the paint as we go. Let's make it a little bit darker on this side. Alright, let's come back to that. Just going to wipe this brush out. Ask all the questions you want. I'll be glad to answer them. Let's pause for a second to take a drink. I got a great big glass of lemonade here. Alright. So I wiped the paint out of this, and now I just want to kind of feather this a little bit. You'd be surprised how many things that a space painting like this can bring into, painting landscapes. It's really kind of interesting. All right, now let's clean this brush. Main thing, if you're going to keep using the same brush and you clean it, make sure that you get all of the paint thinner out of it, because if you don't, it's going to cause you problems. Okay, we want to brighten this side up a little bit, so I've made a color orange over here on the side. Let's see how this looks. Using the same edge push that we used before. Touching the edge with the edge of the brush and then just pulling it across. Pick up a little bit more paint. Can't paint without paint, so make sure you keep your brush loaded. Just kind of feathering it in here. All right. I'm using odorless mineral spirits. Doesn't matter what brand you use. I use Jasco. You can get that at Home Depot or Lowe's. I forget which one. But it's cheaper. I was at Lowe's today, and odorless mineral spirits by the gallon is $13.50, I think. So that's a pretty good price. All right, let's move this over. Well, let's see. I can't remember how I put these. There's 3 planets on this side. I can't remember how I put them in. There's some asteroids out here too. Let's deal with them. Let's just do those first. Then we'll move up to the bigger planets. Do the little stuff when you're painting first, and then you can really screw it up when you go to the bigger things. I'm just trying to get my razor knife underneath that gel that I put on here. Come on off of there. So this is not something that I've tried to do before. Usually I've painted a lot of planets and a lot of paintings. Now this is the first time I ever painted a nebula like this, but there's a set of meteors that or asteroids that are flying along over here, so we're going to kind of do a few of those. I'm going to change up the color just a little bit. For these guys. And we're going to start off with the number 4 filbert, just like we did before. I'm not going to bother to clean it. I'm going to use some Van Dyke Brown to put the edge in here. I think I'll make that edge a little more uneven than that is, like that. Scrub this paint into the canvas over the top of the nebula a little bit. There we go. Just scrubbing the paint, and I'm just putting the paint down on there. I'll come back and highlight it and shape it and all that good stuff in a second. I'm trying to decide what I'm looking at right there. All right. Now I will clean the brush because I'm going to go to a lighter color. Wipe this brush out really, really good. And then I'm going to come back with some of this burnt sienna. change the shape of this asteroid just a little bit. There we go. Alright, it's got some dark in it. A little bit darker on this side. I want it to be pretty dark on this side. We're going to make it kind of textured too. Like that. That's why we're tapping it. We're creating a texture and a splotch of color. And the reason we want to do that is it's an asteroid. There's no, it's not out there floating around for its good looks. Let's put a little bit of this titanium white in here. And then let's take and put Alright, now I'm going to blend that out a little bit. Let's blend it with a round brush. We're going to come back and put a little bit more to it in a second, though. I'll take that bright white off of there, tone it down, tone it into the colors. All right, now let's take. I don't use this color a lot, and I don't recommend you use this color. I had nebulas on it, galaxies on my mind to paint for a year or so. Oh, well, you should paint one. Now's the time. There's no better time than now. All right, let's take. Normally I would use a 1-inch brush, but I think I'll just do this with a fan brush. This color is lamp black. Don't use it if you want to put any more color over the top, because this will kill every other color that you try to put it against. But we will use it to create shading in this asteroid. Good enough for that guy. Now, I think I will put just a tad bit of that light orange. Where'd it go? Mixed with some of that brown. And just sharpen up this edge just a tad. Maybe a little right in there. Mostly right here on this edge. Just to keep the light on that part. And we'll blend this in really slow like that. Alright, I think we'll let that one go for now. Alright, let's go to another one. So what do you guys want to do? You want to do another asteroid, or you want to do a planet? I'm easy. Come on. Whoever speaks first wins. I'll clean my brushes while I'm waiting. We're going to have to do them all eventually anyway. Planet? Okay. Carol wins. She was first. Alright. So let's do another one. Let's put this round brush away. I'm just cleaning up some brushes here. If you've not watched my channel before, I have ADD. So, oh, Bruce votes for Planet 2. Okay, good. It's unanimous. I have ADD, so if I don't keep my brushes clean, I'll walk away and leave them in bad shape. So I don't want to do that. It costs too much. Alright, let me draw this hake brush out. Alright, well, we'll go after this big one next. We'll turn the canvas over. We'll turn the universe upside down. Go after that one. Alright, can you guys see that okay? Well, I don't guess you can see it because it's all blacked out, but all right, let's get to it. Come on. Come on. You know you want to let me. All right, let's do it this way. I want to be careful with a razor knife not to punch a hole all the way through the canvas. So that does make this tape removal a little tricky sometimes. And under that piece of tape are three more pieces of tape. All right, let's take this one off. All right, I guess we're gonna do them all at one time. We'll just uncover them all at one time. But we got these planets stacked up on top of each other in orbit, so you know, it just is what it is. If you don't have great aspirations before you start painting, how do you get motivated? All right. Yeah, I have a ceramic cleaning tool. I've used that. That works really good. It works really good, as a matter of fact. Right now, it's over on my ceramics table. I have some of that going on as well. All right, we're almost there. Trying not to get this oil paint all over my fingers, but I don't know that I will succeed. There's a third tiny planet right here off in the distance, so we'll get him up here in a second. There we go. I did not spare the tape. I was actually trying to finish up a roll, so I had all these little pieces I could use, and so I did. All right, there we go. Almost done. Yeah, that's gonna work out. That's gonna work out pretty good. All right, we're about ready to get to work here on these guys. All right, I'm gonna clean my hands off for picking all that stuff up, and we'll start to work on this one. I'm gonna take this little towel, this little baby wipe, Just wipe some of that oil right off of there where I put my fingers down and touched it. Make sure that's nice and doing fine. So let's see, let's pick a color. We might use some of that. I think I have some Viridian here. Just going to use some Viridian. Now this color is a Georgian color. Georgian. You can see I got it on sale for $1.15. I buy paint on sale all the time. If you didn't know it, Hobby Lobby, every Hobby Lobby has a clearance section. And if you hit that thing pretty regular, you can really get some deals. All right, so we're going to use the Viridian as a base coat. We'll start with that. And we're going to do this big planet first. We're going to put in the base color first on each one, I think. So let's do that. We're going to scrub this in because this canvas is dry. There's no medium here. It might be a little easier if there was medium on here, but you can't control the paint quite as well when there's medium on the canvas. So, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Do it however you like, whatever's easiest for you. I will say that doing it with a medium is always easier, but you might get better results if you. Where did I pick that white up from? Hang on, gotta wipe off my brush. Contaminated my brush somewhere. Oh, all right. Well, I know where I picked it up now. So that's gonna. It's easier to make it darker, but it's harder to make it lighter. I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. I wasn't sure what I meant there for a second. Now this color, this Viridian color, is a transparent color. So when we start shading this, it ought to shade pretty nicely. But I probably won't shade it with much white. I'll probably shade it with some green. A different color green, like, I don't know what color green yet. A different color green, a lighter color green. I'm pulling that paint out. So we're still just putting color in. These colors, undercolors, will start to show through from a shading perspective. They won't, the color itself won't. You can use any color, you can use grays or blues. A lot of people like this kind of brownish burnt umber color for creating the darker areas and lighter areas. It's something I've just started doing. I kind of like it. I like it in particular when I'm doing still lifes. You have no Hobby Lobby, Bruce? I'm probably pretty lucky. We have 3 Hobby Lobbies and 3 Michaels and 2 independent art stores within 10 miles of my house. So usually somebody has a deal going on. Usually. Not always, but so everybody knows what to get me for Christmas. Just get me some art store gift things. Gift cards. Alright, I'm kind of liking this color. I have a feeling when I start to lighten it, it's going to look really cool. The question is, I said I was going to do all the dark colors first. I don't know if that's going to be true. I may have to light this planet up just so I can see how it's going to come. Because I can't stand it. The curiosity kills me. Alright, now I got the color on. Now we're going to take some of it off. Home Depot or Lowe's? Well, I don't think they sell art supplies. You have a Michaels near you? Alright, so I'm just taking some of this paint and mushing it into the brush. Before I start putting some direction on this planet, which I'll be doing shortly. Deciding what its pitch and curve and all that stuff is. Alright, I kind of like that. Got a little edge right there to do. Here we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and shade the other one first. Excuse me. Alright, let's see. To do that, let's take some cobalt blue. I want to use cobalt blue. Maybe. 35 miles away. Yeah, that's a trip. That's a... yeah, that's for sure. Alright. The new tube of paint. We'll see how this goes on. I'm not sure about this color. This is cobalt blue. Cobalt blue hue is what it's called. Yeah, who makes that? Oh, I'm sorry. No, this is manganese blue. It's a Grumbacher pretest paint. I'm surprised how soft it is. Usually Grumbacher paints are pretty thick. This is not. This is really pretty thin. That's okay. We'll work with it. You know, when you first start painting, you hear a lot about thick paints and thin paints and all that kind of stuff. And you can get a little bit wound around the axle about that. The fact of the matter is, if you take your time and you understand the thick paint, thin paint concept, you can make it work. You just gotta take your time. Alright, so this color is, I would say this color is semi-transparent. I'll look and see what it says on the tube in a second, but I'm seeing that brown through there pretty good, but we'll see. So probably we'll lighten this with either another kind of blue, or we'll use some titanium white to lighten the bright side of it. Mashing this filbert, just now I'm kind of wiping the paint off a little bit, thinning it out, picking out how I want this to look. This planet I think is going to look kind of like a little tilty like that. And all right. I think this third planet. Hey, Billy. Anthony didn't save us no cake. Man. Anthony. Dude, after all we've been through. Anthony, I was out shopping around the other day. I found another whole box of those wooden circle things. I didn't bring them home, but if you ever want some more, I can probably get some more. All right, I gotta turn this back around because I can't see under it to paint. Get it back up here. Can't see under that filbert to get to the edge. There we go. All right, 3 orbs. 3 orbs out there in space. Let's clean this brush. Hey, Jane. Put a couple tubes of paint out, back up away out of the way. All right, let's get. I think I'll try this color with that lower planet. We'll try it first. I think I need a smaller round brush. I need a small round brush for this little planet. What's the smallest one I got? That ain't it. All right, let's just do this one. All right, so let's get some titanium white to mix with a few of these different colors. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah, I haven't done one like that before. All right, let's try this. This is a Grumbacher pretest color. It's a kind of a green color. I'm going to leave it kind of dark right there on the edge of that because it's going to be shadowed by that planet. Hey, you can't see it on the, at least I can't see it on the monitor. You can see the constellation pretty good, but it doesn't look like on the monitor you can see the rest of the stars pretty good, but they stick out pretty good here on the planet, on the canvas when you're close to it. All right. Something blue. Let me think about that. Got a blue hue that I don't even know if I like yet on there. We'll see. We'll see. Let's take some. Let's take some phthalo blue. Let's clean this brush. We'll stick with this small round brush for this mid-sized planet just till we get going here. Let's take some phthalo blue, some titanium white, and let's mix that up. The phthalo blue is a right freaking powerful oil paint color, so alright. So that planet's kind of going like this. This planet's kind of be cockeyed a little bit cockeyed. Like, all right. So let's see. I want this right in here. So we're just sweeping the edge, using that edge of the brush. I'm gonna flip over and use the. You see I picked up some, you can see there, I picked up some of that darker color, so now I want to kind of flip it over and use the lighter color to pick up these edges. All right, I'm not going to clean the brush, we're just going to wipe it out. We'll grab a paper towel. What do you do with that shop towel? Phthalo blue. Titanium white. All right, so. I might have noticed I picked up speed a little bit moving across the planet there. I did it on purpose just to get my brush a little more free. Now let's do this. Let's take regular white. Do some regular white. Let's just put a little bit of highlight around the edges of this thing. A little at a time. Which means you have to keep cleaning the brush and going back and picking up some more. Paint's getting fairly thick right there. At the moment. Picking up little bitty dabs of paint. All right, a little rambunctious right over there, right here. We'll just take that and we'll just blend it out. Turn it right into part of the nebula, just like that. Let's be really careful with this. All right, let's work with this Viridian green now. Let's get the larger round brush. Can oil paint get old? No. Well, I guess it could if you left the lid off, but sitting in a tube, no. I've never seen it out-age itself, so. I've seen people send other people oil paint that's like 30 years old, so pretty sure it doesn't get old. Acrylics will get old on you, especially, well, mostly craft paint. I haven't had any acrylics of my own for a long time to make that statement, so. All right. So I'm not cleaning the brush on this side because I'm trying to keep it darker on this far side. All right, I'm just going to wipe the brush out. Lead. Wow. Yeah, those have probably been around for a while. They don't use lead for that anymore. Lead has a bad name now. All right. Every time I paint planets, I'm like, let's put one big one. I forget how tedious they can be. All right, we'll put this first highlight on, then we'll come back and put the other highlight on it in a second. Because this is too, well, I don't know, it's not really too straight, I guess. But, let's see. Let's tap some paint out of that. We'll put the paint on here and then we'll blend it some. It's going to be big enough. We're going to have to blend it to make it really look sharp. Nice and soft. Make it look nice and soft. What do I do with that? Now, usually they're pretty good, as long as they've been closed. I like that Viridian. That's a nice color. I've not used that before. Sorry if my chair's squeaking. It's just old like me. All right, here we go. You can hear that brush ticking across there. I'm just going to smooth out this roundness. And then we'll come back and pull it again. All right, that's a good start. Let's clean this brush. Put it away, clean my hands off a little bit. If you don't want to get paint on your hands, you probably should use gloves. I have gloves. I just don't have them on. Just kind of like I have a ceramic cleaner, but I just don't have it over here. All right, so let's take the hake brush. Let's just kind of very lightly, just soften this, soften all of this, soften all of this. Soften this edge. Just using a couple of hairs right on the edge of the hake brush. All right, I'm not done blending that yet. I'm going to switch to a fan brush because just for the shape of it. You know, fan brushes were originally were blenders before they started painting grassy mountains and other things like that for people like me and Anthony and Bob Ross. Let's use this little guy. There we go. Let me look at this. I need a little bit of light color right there. There we go. All right. Let's just take a little bit of titanium white. So we're just lightly tapping it in the. There we go. From the early 70s. That's even before Bob Ross. Early 70s. Oh my, early 70s, I was in Vietnam. All right. Let's work on the rest of these asteroids. You can't forget these guys out here floating around. All right, so let's take this one off. Well, maybe we'll just take them all off at one time. We'll find it. We'll figure this out here in a second. We could do them one at a time, but excuse me. I guess I'm going to have to stop and take a drink. Come over there. You are certainly welcome, sir. I would gladly do it again in a heartbeat. My niece is currently serving in Germany. She's had 3 tours of Afghanistan, if I remember correctly. She is just got promoted to lieutenant colonel. So we're all very proud of her. My brother is in San Antonio. He's retired, also from the military. I stayed for 14 years. And then I had other things I wanted to do, so I gave it up at 14. Come on over there. All right, that one. Put another one down lower. there's a little bitty one right here. All right. Come on. There we go. All right, so we got 4 asteroids to deal with here. Let's do it. Let me take a drink though. My head's running a little bit today because the weather's changing. All right, let's start off put some base color on these guys. I'll just do it with a round brush. I got a round brush here, so we'll just do that. So we'll scrub this color in. Close up that white canvas part. And make any changes to the shape that we want to make. Which I don't really see anything in particular of these guys I want to change. So we'll just put a base color in here. So we're using little bits of paint. Just do all 4 of them real quick. Won't take long. You don't have to worry, since we're dealing with asteroids, we don't really have to worry too much about getting over into the constellation at all or anything like that. Besides, all those stars are millions of light years away. All right? So now they've gone from visible to almost invisible for you guys again, haven't they? I'm sorry. All right, don't worry. We'll see them again here in just a second. All right. Let's clean that color off the brush. Let's pick up some... Put a lighter color on first. We'll put that to the left here. Let's pick up some more of that. I kind of want this to look a little bit splotchy because they're tumbling through space. All right. See how those look. All right, I want to add a little bit of orange to a little bit of this. And then again, we'll take some of that. I'm gonna wipe this brush, but only lightly, as I pick up this black. And I've kind of tapped this black into this round brush so that the bristles are pushed apart a little bit. I just want to kind of put some darker splotches on these things, just to make, make it look more focal. All right. Well, let me look at it. I think this is done. I think we'll call this done. I think I want to blend this planet just a little bit more. That white's a little too. one more thing. I think, let me get my filbert brush up here. Not my filbert brush, let me get a strip liner. Okay, I got like a dozen of them. Where's the right one? Alright, I'll just use this little bitty one. Oh wait, no, here's one. Here it is. Alright, so I'm using the number 0 strip liner. And I'm just going to use a little bit of paint thinner. By tad, I mean like 1 drop of paint thinner. If you get much more than that, you're going to have it running down the painting. We're going to put a shadow right in here between these two guys. There we go. Yeah, I like that a little better. Now, when you're doing planets, some other things you could do if you wanted to. You could take like a little bit of white. Let's try this. Watch me script this painting right before your eyes. No, really. We're just going to put like a little bit of an atmosphere around this planet. Remember that it's like really thin. So you can do things like that if you want to. You could do that on all the planets if you wanted to. One of the things I did was I took a planet and I had the gases actually shooting up off of it, kind of like a sun. So anyway, guys, I think that's about it. Any final questions? Ask a million questions. You guys can ask as many questions as you want. I'm glad to answer questions. Listen, Anthony, when are you going to be broadcasting next? If you guys want and watch Anthony, he's awesome. We're big buddies, and I like him a lot. He does some really good stuff. He gets to paint more than me, but there you go. You do what you can. All right. Well, there we go, guys. I hope you like it, and we will see you. What's today? Monday. We might see you Wednesday afternoon. If we get a chance, we'll come back and do something different. I've got another space painting I want to do that involves a rocket ship, a vintage rocket ship. So maybe we'll try to do that on Wednesday. So until then, keep painting. Bye.